Oh man, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade finally reacts to Canelo Alvarez fighting Avni Yildrim in February. Somebody who's on the same network as he, and it ain't pretty. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Let's jump right into it. Boom. Demetrius Andrade, he posted the flyer, Canelo Yildrim, everybody but Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. That's what the caption says. So he posted the DAZN flyer. He also has been fighting on DAZN, and he says Canelo is basically willing to fight everybody but Charlo or Andrade. Or actually, a fan posted this and he just reposted it, which is usually kind of a sign of a cosign. Then some other fan posted this. Says, what the F is this, Canelo? Fight Charlo. Hold on. Fight Charlo or Boo Boo Andrade or David Benavidez already. You're fighting a guy that lost to Anthony Durrell. Man, it's moving too quick. Hold on. You're fighting a guy that lost to Anthony Durrell, and Durrell got effed up by Benavidez. Very disappointing. So these fans are going in, and Boo Boo's kind of basically co-signing it by posting these. It says, this is what he calls being mentioned with the greats. Another cab driver, stumble bum to add to his list. Canelo, Mayweather, Andrade, Charlo. So the fans don't seem to be too happy with this fight. And Andrade's like reposting the venting fans. Listen, I've said it before. I feel bad for Andrade at this point because he's aligned with, you know, a network that's clearly not pushing for him to show his greatness. He's on the same side as Billy Joe Saunders. He's on the same, and he actually called out Billy Joe Saunders too. Boom. Billy Joe don't want the smoke that Boo Boo Andrade brings. That's another fan posted that and he reposted it. So he's aligned with the side that he should be able to get these top fights. Canelo was listen. Canelo is signed with DAZN at a point in time. Andrade was signed before Canelo, and he never got the Canelo fight. He never got the Triple G fight. They were at 154 before the DAZN, before DAZN even hit America. They were at 154 in the same division together. They never fought, and they were both on HBO at the time. So, you know, I feel bad because a lot of people say, oh, but look at Andrade's resume, and Canelo's fought good people. Canelo was also the brainchild of, you know, marketing genius, putting him on Mayweather undercards to build his name. He also had a certain look. He came in at a certain time. So things worked out for him. But Demetrius Andrade doesn't have the ability to just commandeer and get whatever fight he wants. Versus Canelo, like, people act like everything is apples and apples when it's really apples and bullets, you know, two different things. Demetrius Andrade is not in a position where he could just point a name and then get that fight. Versus Canelo is a popular guy, and he's at a position, especially now being a free agent, he's at a position where he can point out a name, and if the offer is realistic and reasonable, guys will fight him. Even when Amir Khan, we knew he had no chance versus Canelo. It was a big enough opportunity and the money was right, so he took it, right? They said Caleb Smith had a 4-week training camp. So even though that's not ideal, and Caleb Smith probably wouldn't have done that for an unknown fighter, he did it trying to make the Canelo fight. And that's just what it is. So the WBC, they can continue playing the game. Canelo, it's funny because now he's a free agent. He went back to the same network that he sued. And you still aren't fighting Demetrius Andrade. So you were with DAZN, got freed up so you don't have to go back to DAZN, and you're a free agent, and you're out here fighting Yildrim. And again, miss me with the whole mandatory. I've given you guys several reasons why that doesn't. Listen, how is the mandatory a guy coming off a loss? How did he keep his ranking? Explain that. And then meanwhile, he lost by stoppage to a guy 2 years ago in Anthony Durrell that David Benavidez, who held that belt 2 times in recent memory, had actually knocked out, and nobody's knocked out Anthony Durrell other than David Benavidez. David Benavidez been calling out Canelo. So, you know, Canelo, he's getting paid, and it seems like that's the main focus, taking care of his family and his team, and, you know, having these metrics and milestones that he feels he's hitting by fighting Kovalev, even though people felt Kovalev was past it. The fight looked FAF, things like that. So it is what it is. Demetrius Andrade, wish him the best of luck. Wish Canelo the best of luck. But Canelo, I mean, people see what he's doing. And you could tell it's apparent because he's being judged by his peers. Tim Bradley said Canelo's not fighting the best. Zordo Ramirez just called him out. Demetrius Andrade is posting the fans who are all calling out Canelo for these bogus choices. But again, Canelo, he has a fan base and he's popular. So if they love that fight, enjoy, have at it. You know, go to the fight, buy a ticket to the fight, order the pay-per-view, do whatever you want. But to me, it's not really an interesting match. I think if there's anything else going on in boxing, I might even watch that, because there's other guys in boxing right now. Their careers aren't plagued with this. Vic Pasillas, that's someone I'm checking for. Jaron Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, you know, my dude Rolly. You have the Isaac Cruz. They said the Mexican Mike Tyson, David Benavidez. There's just so many people in the sport of boxing, and they're at points in their career where like the fame and the money and stuff hasn't overtaken their decisions. So they're still hungry. They're still hungry to prove their worth, and they're by any means trying to do that. So I'm just going to focus on my channel on a lot of those different cases rather than what we know to be a cherry pick. You could justify it as a mandatory. Listen, bottom line, boxing's full of shit. At the end of the day, how many times have you seen a fighter get out of a mandatory? There's better mandatories that Canelo recently has been linked to fight, and that's like Jermall Charlo. Same thing with Triple G. Neither one of them fought him. So how are you able to evade the mandatory at that point? But now this is a Yildrim fight nobody wants to see except for Canelo's team in the WBC, you know? And it's just like there's no getting around this guy. Again, how is he even the mandatory if he's coming off of a loss? So you lose in your last fight, and yet and still you're ranked higher than David Benavidez, who had that belt. I get it. He lost his belt on the scale over the weight thing, and he lost his belt previously a couple years ago to the cocaine failed drug test. But how is a guy coming off a loss ranked higher than an undefeated beast like David Benavidez, who's also calling out Canelo? So I agree with Demetrius Andrade. We see it. Hopefully Canelo steps it up, but they say, who the hell is this? That's a fake David Ben. Hold on, let me get to the real David Ben. I don't even know who this is. Hold on, let me get to the real one. Right? And David Benavidez looking like a monster. I want to see Canelo and David Benavidez. Zordo just called him out. Let's go. Man, stop playing. Canelo, very sad. Very sad. Look, he been sparring with heavy hitters. Okay. Look at the boy Benna, Triple G. Wow. Young Benna versus Kelly Pavlik, a monstrous puncher. Wow. Jose Uzcategui, Zordo. I heard about these sparring sessions. I heard about them. Let's see Canelo fight someone like that. Chris Eubank Jr. Let's go. Son of a legend. Dimitri Bivol, who also called out Canelo. Man, let's go. Who is that? Alexander Vostek? I can't tell who that is. Funfara Vostek? I'm not sure who that is with the head because he got the little bar. So I agree with Demetrius Andrade. Hopefully they give Andrade at least a Saunders if Canelo is not willing to fight him. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Order UFC 257 using my link. It's in the description of all of my videos. I promise 2021 is lit. We work. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.